A faint pair of stars 39 light years away has been tentatively identified as the home of intelligent extraterrestrials who allegedly visited Earth. This hypothesis is based on a strange, almost bizarre series of events mixing astronomical research with hypnosis, amnesia, and well, aliens. Most of us have probably heard about the abduction in 1961 of Betty and Barney Hill, right? This case stands out from all others for many reasons. One being the fact that a mixed-race couple in 60s America didn't need that sort of attention in the first place, never mind to make extraordinary claims that they had been abducted by aliens. Over the years, this case has been examined and scrutinized, and every outcome has dealt the same conclusion, that Betty and Barney Hill were in fact abducted by an alien life form not of this Earth. We know that sounds a bit dramatic, so we are going to put forward one single standout piece of information that Betty drew from a memory of the encounter. She explains that this is where her abductors told her where they were from. What Betty drew was a star chart of Zeta Reticuli, a wide binary star system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. She drew this in 1964 under hypnosis, years before it was even discovered. Wait till you hear this. Betty could not have possibly known about this binary star system. She drew this with accurate astronomical detail, and her explanation as to how she knew this appears to be accurate because of the historical timeline. Since we do not have the data to make such a map in 1961 when Betty saw it, or in 1964 when she drew it, it could not be a hoax. Since the stars with lines to them are such a select group, this is almost impossible that the resemblance between Betty's map and Zeta Reticuli could be coincidental. Betty's map could only have been drawn with actually seeing this at first hand. Under repeated hypnosis, Betty and Barney independently revealed what had supposedly happened. The two stories are agreed in considerable detail, although neither Betty nor Barney knew anything as to what the other had said under hypnosis until much later. Under hypnosis, they stated that they had been taken separately aboard the craft, treated well by the occupants, and then released after having been given the hypnotic suggestion that they would remember nothing of that particular experience. The method of their release supposedly accounted for the amnesia of this event, which was apparently broken only by counter-hypnosis. Under the hypnosis, Betty recalls a discussion with one of the ETs. "Where do you come from?" She was very curious about their origins and wanted to know where his home was, so she asked him where he was from. And then in response, he asked her if she knew anything about the universe. She told him that she knew practically nothing. The leader, being in the room with her, then walked across the room and opened up a cabinet in the side and pulled out a map from the opening in the wall. He put it up, and then he asked her if she had ever seen a map like this before. Betty then walked across the room and looked up to view the star map that she said was a three-dimensional holographic image of the heavens. Betty says she leaned against the table that was in front of her. Betty describes the star map as being rectangular. The star map that she was looking at had dots scattered all over it. Some were little, some just pinpoints, and two others were as big as a nickel. She went into further detail as she then said that she saw curved lines going from one dot to another. When Betty asked him to explain what the lines indicated, he told her that the broken lines were expeditions to other worlds. As she looked at the star map, she wondered where he was from, and then out of curiosity, she asked him where he was from, but he never volunteered the answer. Instead, he turned the question around and asked her, "Where are you on this map?" Betty smiled and told him she didn't know, and then he replied, "If you don't know where you are, there wouldn't be any point in me telling you where I am from." Betty described seeing the map as three-dimensional, like looking through a window. The stars were tinted and glowed. The map material was flat and thin, and there was no noticeable 3D lines like one of our three-dimensional processes. Betty did not shift her position while viewing it, so we cannot tell if she would give the same three-dimensional view from all positions or if it would be completely three-dimensional. Betty estimated the map was approximately 3 feet wide and 2 feet high, with the pattern covering most of the map. She was standing about 3 feet away from it. She said there were many other stars on the map, but she only was able to specifically recall the prominent ones connected by lines and a small distinctive triangle off to the left. Isn't it strange? What reasons would they have to dream up such an event? Under hypnosis, if they were lying, they would have been found out. The only explanation is that it must, in fact, be true. It's crazy, but we tell you guys that the truth may prove stranger than you would ever have considered. What do you make of the Betty Hill star map? Let us know below. Thank you for watching.